Hey church, it's Chandon here bringing you day 4 of our 10 days of prayer and faith for Hope City Church. And man, do I love this passage today. If you haven't read it yet, go check it out. But we're talking about Peter and his radical obedience to walk on water towards Jesus. But if you've read it before, you know that he starts to take his eyes off of Jesus and worry about a circumstance that's in front of him. And oftentimes we do that in life. God calls us to do something, and yet we're looking at the trials that we face or the things that we're going through, and we take our eyes off of Jesus and we start to sink, we start to fall. What's amazing about God's grace is that he's always there to pick us up. All we have to do is ask. All we have to do is reach out. All we have to do is repent. All we have to do is turn our eyes upon Jesus. It reminds me of that hymn that I sang so many times, and I love, turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. It's so true when we lock eyes with Jesus, when we're fixated on the small things of obedience. You see, so many of us, like myself, read this story, and I'm like, God, I want to do that for you. I want to do something crazy and radically obedient for you. But yet God is calling us to do the small steps of faith, to take the small steps that lead to the greater obedience one day. And I want to remind you of that today, that you've got to trust God with your circumstances. You've got to trust God with the things in your life that honestly we can't control, because I feel like God is telling us so many times that we've got to depend on him. We've got to rely on him. And it's such an amazing thing and a beautiful thing when we do. So I pray today that you fix your eyes on Jesus. And as you pray today, pray that you can turn those things over to God, that you can lock eyes with God and follow in those small acts of obedience that will lead to greater ones. Thanks for tuning in today.